Let's talk about that credit. Now, we all know that this number, it's defining as, oh, so much more than it used to. So back in the day, we had a credit score. We may not have known what it was. Most of us didn't know. We just either got approved for that credit card or we didn't. There's these scoring models that have become so much more advanced, take so many more things into consideration. And you may not be aware that if you have some credit issues or even excellent credit, here are some of the things in your daily life that are going to be impacted. Number one is you're going to go purchase, you're going to go rent a house. Well, it's going to affect your ability to rent that apartment or that home. What are they going to do? They're going to run your credit. If you don't have good credit, it's going to be a problem. Number two, an obvious one is going to be purchasing a home. And it's not just going to impact your credit if you have or your ability to purchase that home if you have good credit, but it gives you significantly more buying power and a lower rate if you have excellent credit, and an excellent being 760 or above. Folks, this is just like your budget, just like your health. If you don't manage your credit really closely, then you're going to be missing out on the best deals. You just be missing out altogether. Also, cell phones. Yes, before you get that cell phone, they're going to run your credit. You don't want to have to get stuck going to an aftermarket place or going and purchasing the prepaid plan and paying more per minute. To get a cell phone, you got to have decent credit. Craig, what else?
And that'll sneak up on you when you're purchasing a home and you are going through the process and you go out and get a new cell phone or have some other type of inquiry on your credit pull that you weren't thinking about. It can impact your scores. It can potentially impact your ability to qualify for the loan if you take on a debt. So it's always advisable if you're in the process of a loan not to get that, if you can avoid it, not to have those inquiries pulled on those type of things.
And let's elaborate on this too, is don't let your cell phone account go into collection because they will report it.
Oh, yeah.
Those cell phone companies can report that will hurt your credit. So as we say these, yes, it impacts your ability to get it, but also having it and not paying it can impact your ability to get any other kind of credit. And on your rental history, if you have a collection, if you don't pay, if you break a lease early, it can and often will be reported to the credit bureaus as a collection. Furthermore, sometimes to get loans or to get credit, someone may require a verification of rental paid on time. To get that mortgage may be required, so you got to pay it on time. Okay, credit cards. I think that's an obvious one. We know that they're going to report to the credit bureaus, and to get your best deal on a credit card, you've got to have great credit. And what's the best deal? It could be the difference between anywhere in a 3 to 5% rate that might be fixed for a year or two, all the way to paying 28, 29, 30% or more on your credit card. And if you have late pays while you're doing it, you're gonna get charged that higher amount, even though you weren't initially charged if you're late on those credit cards. Did we mention checking accounts, Craig? To get a bank account and to get the best deal on that bank account, they're going to run your credit. Another one, Craig, child support. So folks, if you are late on your child support payments, they can and often do report. Many states report those to the credit bureaus.
If you're delinquent on child support, folks, you will not qualify for a loan. Doesn't matter what your credit scores still are. Any outstanding collections or balances due, past due amounts on child support, anything like family support matter is going to hold you back from getting a loan until it's current. All
right, so you've been working hard. You've now got that dream job lined up. They've made the offer, and they said, hey, it's just subject to a background check. You think it's all good, and then they call you and say, I'm sorry. We saw that you were going to be hired for a management position, but you've got 7 collections, and unfortunately, we factor that into our decision to hire you, and you're not going to get the job. It will and does. It's a reflection, right or wrong. It's a reflection of your responsible behavior. Your credit score is. So be prepared. Applying for a job, you got bad credit, it may impair your ability to get that job. Also, we've got any government assistance and licensing. I have no problem, kind of like this. Technically, any government agency can access limited information from your credit files without your permission. Thorough credit checks may be required if you're applying for government assistance or specific licenses. Candidly, kind of like it if they're going to get government assistance, so we'll agree. Generally, if you need government assistance, you've had a hardship in your life and your credit may not be the best, but conceptually, I have no problem with that. Insurance. guaranteed, folks, if you have bad credit, you're going to pay more for your insurance. Might be 10%, might be 20%, might be 300% more that you pay, not just based upon claims history, but also based upon if you've got some credit issues. And student loans, yes, they're going to report to the bureaus. They are often, we find, much more forgiving. I don't know if you, Craig, see, sometimes they're not going to report your delinquency even if you're a delinquent. But don't take that for granted. It doesn't mean that they can't. We just don't see that student loan companies are as quick to report late payments as many others. And utility accounts. Have you ever been in a situation where you go to open it and because you've got some bad credit or some late history with them, they require you to give a deposit? Folks, it happens. So here are the things that impact your life. They are things that impact your credit.
Satellite or cable TV goes along the same lines as the utility companies. Any account like that where you're gonna accumulate a balance and have a monthly bill anymore, your credit is being looked at.
So look at it, folks. You want to buy a car? Credit impacts it. You want to get credit cards, get better rates? Credit. Want to buy a home? Your credit.
Insurance.
You want your insurance, what you pay for insurance? Credit. Want to get a job? Credit. Want to rent a place? Credit. There's a story here, and it's you got to manage this closely. And I'm telling you, years ago, I used to tell people, "Don't worry, your credit's 700. Don't stress about it." Well, don't stress about it, but manage it like you would your budget, like you would your health, anything, and you will get ahead. All right.